emotions of the last two playoff years, the Portland Winterhawks seasons have ended in heartache. Twice on the WHL's biggest stage, twice they've fallen short. But is the third time the charm for the three-time Western Conference champs? A familiar foe greets them in the championship series. For the Edmonton Oil Kings, they hope history repeats itself. Game 1 of the WHL Championship, next on Shaw.
Well, they tell us it's rare in early May for the weather to be beautiful, but we've been nothing but lucky the last couple of years. Picture perfect blue skies, mid-20s in Celsius here in Portland as we get set for the WHL finals to begin. There's Ty Ratty, who's had a tremendous postseason with 31 points to lead all playoff scorers and 2 goals shy of the career playoff goals record, now with 45. Seth Jones named the WHL's Rookie of the Year on Wednesday at the awards ceremony. He's got a 4-game point streak going into this evening, trying to add a WHL championship to his resume. Michael St. Clair, terrific third round against Calgary with 10 points in this series. 8 of those came in the last 4 games. And Laurent Brossoit, another big Game 7 effort from him. 5 shutouts now after his shutout on Tuesday over the Hitmen. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WHL on Shaw and WHL Central, brought to you by Sierra Sil. I'm Andy Neal. This game is on in high definition on channel 303. And greetings to those of you watching south of the border on Comcast Sportsnet Northwest. Well, after a memorable 7-game series last year between the Edmonton Oil Kings and the Portland Winterhawks, it's a fresh slate, round 4 here for the Ed Chanel Cup in 2013. As you know, Edmonton had to go the distance in the third round to win the Husky Eastern Conference Championship over the Calgary Hitmen, playing on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the Portland Winterhawks have had some time to rest. They knocked out Kamloops in the Cal Tire Western Conference Championship in 5. It's been a full week for Portland, getting set for Game 1 of the finals. A big buzz here at the Rose Garden, getting set for the series opener. And for their thoughts, let's go to Dan Russell and Bill Wilms, who have the call once again tonight. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Andy. Well, the defending champions, they're battered and bruised. They played a long 7-game series with the Calgary Hitmen. The Winterhawks are rested. They have revenge on their mind. How hard, Bill, will it be for the Edmonton Oil Kings to repeat?
Well, let me tell you, they're facing the #1 offense in the Western Hockey League, Dan, and they're doing it without Griffin Reinhardt, their star defenseman, who had the best plus-minus in last year's playoffs. And they're doing it without Trevor Cheek, one of their top snipers. And they're playing their first series in the last 7 on the road. But they won in this building last year in the playoffs. They won earlier this year next door at the Coliseum. They think they can get it done.
The Portland Winterhawks are an offensive juggernaut. There's just no other way to say it. They scored the most goals in the regular season. They piled up so many more here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they talk about their big line, and it's a bit of an oxymoron because the line is 5'9", 6 feet. And Travis Green really double shifts these guys. But it's Nick Patan, it's Brendan Leipzig, it's Ty Ratty that have combined for 73 points in the playoffs. Why are they so effective? Well, they're great skaters, they have great puck sense, and they have terrific chemistry. Derek Laxdal says it's going to take a group of 5, not 3, 5 to stop them with a bunch of work ethic mixed in there. Everett couldn't do it, Spokane couldn't do it, and Kamloops couldn't do it. Now it's Edmonton's chance.
Not only that, the Portland Winterhawks in their own end set a franchise record, fewest goals allowed. Their defensive core is so solid, and they are led by the Rookie of the Year, Seth Jones.
Well, Rookie of the Year, folks, who are tuning in tonight, the #1 draft-eligible player in the world, on the planet, is #3, Seth Jones. And what he does so well is that he's tough to beat defensively, and he's so good offensively. When you watch this sequence where he picks off this pass, moves his feet, cuts into this area here, goes wide, throws a pass to the front of the net, it's just absolutely dynamic. He's a big guy that skates effortlessly, and he's just a guy that really is a treat to watch. And we're happy to see it tonight on Shaw.
Oh, are we ever. Now, if the Edmonton Oil Kings repeat, it may well be that there's a repeat of the MVP. I mean, Laurent Brossoit is going to have to be great. He's got 5 shutouts in these playoffs, including in Game 7 against the Hitmen.
Yeah, again, Laurent Brossoit is often the backbone of this hockey club. Take a listen to this, a .941 save percentage in the playoffs. That 2-0 game in Game 7 in Eastern Conference Final, he was great. I love his answer to stopping the line of Ratty Patan in Leipzig. He says, I only watch the puck. He says, I never watch who's got it. That's going to stand him well because that's going to be a tough line to stop. And Laurent Brossoit might have to be the best Oil King on the ice tonight.
We know the Portland Winterhawks are so hungry. Their fans seem even hungrier, Andy, as we go back to you.
Well, for sure, the atmosphere is terrific here at the Rose Garden. Peter, both teams are excited to get this one underway.
Who isn't excited? If you don't have goosebumps right now, you shouldn't be in this arena. These two teams, truthfully, have been waiting for the prospect of this night all season long. We thought it was going to happen for the last 2 months. It has happened. And in an NBA arena, to quote Kevin Garnett, an NBA player, he said last night on there's the regular season, there's the playoffs, there's the championship series. I can't wait.
Home team has won each of the last 3 Game 1s in the WHL champion. Portland will try to make it 4 in a row. Edmonton and Portland, a rematch of the finals. Game 1 is next on the WHL on Shaw.
Thank you very much, Dan and Stefan. After last year's epic series between these two teams, everyone was looking forward to the rematch, including the Winterhawks, who said so publicly. Are you looking forward to seeing them as much as they claim they want to see you?
Definitely. I think it's fun when there's a rivalry like this, like we developed last year, and you know, we're going to play hard against them, and we respect them, but at the same time, we feel confident in our game.
You've had home ice advantage for 7 straight series, not used to starting on the road. Are you embracing the underdog role, or do you even feel like them?
Yeah, I like it. It's a little different. It's fun to play on the road here. Kind of not a lot of pressure. Just go out and play a road game and try to steal in here.
All right, thanks for this, Stefan.
Yeah, thanks.
Guys.
All right, you'll get used to these names if you're not already. Your starting goalies are for Jack Linksfield. Your wild side, Laurent Brossoit, has the second most shutouts in one playoff year. Dustin Slade of Vancouver had 6 back in 2006. And what can you say about Matt Carruth? Can you believe he is starting his 70th career playoff game tonight? He's got 45 wins. That's the most in WHL history. Referees for tonight's game both answer to the name Brett. There's Mr. Iverson and Montesson working this game with the orange armband. You see the linesman there. And Bill, I don't know about you, but bring it on. I'm excited. You take 7 right now?
I'd take 7 in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Can't wait for this puck to drop right there.
All right, in one corner you've got the white team. They've been so hungry, the Portland Winterhawks. They've had sanctions. They've had disappointment, and you've got the defending champs who want to get back to the Memorial Cup where they did not have the greatest time last year. As the puck goes into the Edmonton zone, Oil Kings are bottled up a little bit as Musil is tied up there. The check by DeChamplain from behind the net. He tries to get it in front. DeChamplain wears number 11. Musil really in a battle with him. Lazar trying to come over on this near side. Musil will switch it to the far side, and Keegan Lowe collects the puck for Edmonton. Half-wall pass over to Samuelson, but he checked off the puck. He's back out to the blue line area. Here's a chance for Seth Jones, his first touch of the series, and it almost, the off-speed pitch, if you will, almost found a way behind Laurent Brossoit. Pressure already by Portland in the first minute. Edmonton unable to get out of their own zone. Musil looks tired out there as he gets to the puck, but he can only poke it out to Seth Jones. It gets behind the net. Gobbling it up there for Portland is Leipzig. Leipzig in a great comfort position behind that net. Leipzig holding, shooting, and it's Brossoit who makes the first save that he's had to make in this series. The first of many, we're sure. Seth Jones at the line. The shot goes wide of the net. Samuelson tries to poke it out. Finally, the Edmonton Oil Kings get it out to center, but not much further, as in transition, here comes Leipzig. Likes it with Patan. Patan shoots, and that goes off the target. Might have hit something on the way. Ratty picks up the loose puck. Ratty dumps it off. Pouliot now for Portland. His shot. A rebound in front is just fanned on, and again the Oil Kings trying to get it out. Musil, who's been out there for the first 2 minutes nearly, finally gets, well, he doesn't even get to the red line. He won't be able to come off. That's icing.
Take a look at how these teams have done to this point in the playoffs, how they got here. Take a look at the records. Obviously, their power plays. You look at the road record. Everything looks pretty closer. But Dan, that is a typical Portland Winterhawks shift to start any game 1 in the playoffs. They want to use their speed. They want to get pucks in deep, and they dare you to not take a penalty on them by a hook or some kind of a lazy play. And again, I think Edmonton was prepared for this kind of start from the Winterhawks.
4 shots on goal already for Portland registered. Number 16 kicking at it is Joey Baker from back of the net on his backhand now. Baker is Rutkowski way out to the blue line. I mentioned Caru's number. Rutkowski's playing in his 72nd career playoff. That's a whole season of playoff, regular season equivalent. There's a chance and a goal! Dylan Ruck scores on the first, not just opportunity for Edmonton, the first time they are in the Portland zone. Dylan Ruck scores, and the Oil Kings lead 1-0.
Yeah, Dylan Ruck, not the biggest guy. We often talk about this, but you know, when they get that puck in deep, sometimes you need pucks to bounce off the skate. This is a Wanek. He's going to take it in. Now, you're right. First shift in there, and look at the puck just bounce off the skate in front of the net. And Dylan Ruck, you kind of lose track of him just a little bit. And boy, he's right there to answer the bell for him. What a nice job to get back at this point.
And what were you saying to us this afternoon? There's a guy who has more goals in him. He's a pass guy, but he has more goals in him, and he just showed it right there. Dylan Ruck will pick up the announcement here. Good luck picking up the announcement. Pretty noisy there, but we know Awanek got the first assist. We have a penalty as the stick was slashed out of one of the Portland players' hands, so it looks like Portland will get the first power play of the championship series. Sontner comes over to the box.
Again, you know, not surprised. Talked about this last time. You know, when we had that earlier break, I thought that this Portland team was going to try to draw that first penalty. This is a discipline you're talking about. Sontner has to know that he can't do that. You just can't put the stick on the player that way.
Portland's power play 23 for 80 in these playoffs. It's been an amazing run for the Winterhawks. And we should mention to you that, we'll get to that in just a second, as the puck goes down into Rutkowski. Rutkowski gets it out to Patan. Out it goes to Pouliot. Pouliot over to Ratty. Ratty back for Pouliot. Pouliot holding the puck. Here's Patan with it now. Pouliot winds up, takes a shot. That was directed on the way. 23 for 80, Portland in the power play percentage. That's 28.8% in the playoffs.
Dan, watch Portland put number 2, Troy Rutkowski, a defenseman, right in front of the net. He's a 20-goal scorer on the season.
As Corbett tried to clear it, it comes back out here to Pouliot, moving in, a pass off, and a shot just misses the far corner. Pouliot has to hustle, but he can't quite get out there. This power play presented by Papa John's. Go online to papajohns.com tomorrow and enter promo code WHL50 to power save on your next order. There's Pouliot, now to Patan. Patan trying to get it out to Pouliot. Pouliot winding up, doesn't take the shot. Pouliot gets it back now for Patan. Fans on his first one, and it goes over there to Ty Ratty. What's he going to do? Pouliot, one-timer, and there's Brossois with the save, and Edmonton shorthanded. Curtis Lestard has Samuelson with them, and a good defensive play. Samuelson tries to center it. The pass almost got through, but good defensive play by Portland to make sure it didn't. And here's Lear going in over the line. He's off stride. Samuelson going over to the far boards, and down the ice it goes. So in the power play, we have 28 seconds left for Portland. 1-0 early goal by Dylan Ruck at 2:03 of this first period. Brossois clearing the puck right to Wotherspoon. That goes off a stick, stays into the playing surface. Battle over that corner. Bjorkstrand gets it back out to Seth Jones. Seth Jones to Delio, back to Jones. His shot just off the target, and the rebound. Lear is stopped by Brossois. Nowhere for Lear to put it. Here's Bjorkstrand. Comes back out to the blue line area. Wotherspoon to Seth Jones. Jones gets it back again, and his shot is knocked down. Not quite to the net, but still good possession here by Portland. Delio fights off one check. Seth Jones gets it at the point. Jones to Wotherspoon. Jones again. Delio throws it through the goal mouth area. Wotherspoon tries to dump it behind the net. Lear's got it. Penalty's over, but it doesn't feel like it yet because this pressure continues for Portland, and they hammer away at the puck. And there's the whistle as Brossois holds it out.
Maybe the most dangerous part of this whole sequence, again, is that last one when Delio kind of tries to wrap around, jam it past Brossois. Brossois solid. That's a pretty good penalty kill, even though the shots at this point are 8-1 right now for the Winterhawks. But you're going to watch Delio. He's number 9. The play is in. The play is over, but there's absolutely no way, even though he gets a bit of inside position. 1, 2, 3, 4 Edmonton All Kings there, but it was Brossois making that save, standing his ground. That point there, that there was absolutely no puck to be found in the paint.
As you mentioned, the shots are 8-1, and the one shot has gone in for Edmonton. They lead it 1-0 and look at Dyson Mayo. He's experiencing his first WHL final. That play goes offside. Number 37 is just 16 years old at the back end of the Oil Kings.
You know, Travis Green, the Portland coaching staff honestly feels this year's team has the offense and the defense totally in sync. Other years it hasn't been exactly that way as much. They feel, Travis Green and his team feels they can win a 2-1 game as well as a 6-5 game. And boy, I'll tell you, there aren't many people that wouldn't believe that either, because they've been that dominant in the season this year.
Travis Green coming in behind the bench as the bench boss in late November when the sanctions were levied against the Portland Winterhawks, which included the coach and general manager Mike Johnson being suspended for the rest of the year. 1-0 Edmonton as it's brought in over the blue line by Leipzig. Behind the net, Ratty throws it in front, goes back out to Pouliot, but it bounces over top the stick. Derek Pouliot back to get it. He had 5 assists in last year's championship final. There's Troy Rutkowski with it. He had 4 assists in those 7 games against the Oil Kings from the back end. Calda tries to get the puck for Edmonton. There's Patan with it now. As they go cross ice, Rutkowski flips it out to center, hops over the stick of Gernat. And there's Sautner with it for Edmonton. Over to Gernat. Plus 19 in these playoffs is Gernat. Rutkowski shot, stopped, and Brissois has a little trouble with the rebound. Swept around the boards. There's Samuelson with it. Samuelson gaining some speed as he hits the Portland line. Gernat jumping into the rush for Portland, puts the puck behind the net. Legault and Samuelson comes back out to the blue line area. Here's Curtis Lazar now behind the net. Rare pressure in the early going here by Edmonton, and there's a Lazar broken stick.
Pressure on that stick, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Gernat. Out it goes to Samuelson. Flipped by Portland back into the Edmonton zone. 7 minutes nearly played here in the opening period. Brought in by Benson. Benson's brother, the first overall pick yesterday.
You know, if you're Martin Gernat, you handle that puck so well, and you're so comfortable handling that puck. But this is exactly what you can't do with it. It's a tweener play. He's got the puck here, and he's not going to go hard enough with it, high enough. And so what he does is he just puts that puck right on the glove, if you will, of the Winterhawk defense, and they say thank you very much. Gernat has to make a snappier pass, a higher pass, even if you get called for icing. But he can't put it at that height.
As Benson goes in, I'll put a shout out to Tyler. I had him on my radio show last night. He said he'll be watching this series intently. He got a lot of calls yesterday, first overall pick, including a call from Michael Bublé. Wow, that was pretty amazing. Never talked to anybody that famous before. Congratulations to the Benson family.
Worst kept secret in all of Western Canada that Tyler Benson would go first overall.
And there's brother Benson trying to get it right to the front of the net. He couldn't. The lead offside. Cole Benson has 1 goal in these playoffs for Edmonton. He's 17 years old. Puck over on the far side. Lucille has it. And there's Benson with it now. Oh, he's hit hard. He stood up. And the fans respond to the heavy hit by Portland's Keegan Iverson as he caught Benson with his head down. But Benson pops back up again. And he goes to the Edmonton bench. Keegan Lowe back to get. Oh, what a buzz in this building when that hit was registered. Not that any hockey market does not enjoy physical play, but the Portland market, they love the physical play. Puck shot into the Edmonton zone. Brissois leaves it at the side of the net for Musil. Musil knocks it, or he tried to, off the boards. Now he just forces it out to the center ice area. And now Pouliot gets it back, and it's controlled by Hansen. Shot in by Portland. Musil has trouble with it in his skates. Checked off the puck. Delio puts it behind the net. Bjorkstrand tries to work it in front. Lear, the third member of the line, comes up with the puck. Here's Bjorkstrand on a backhand wraparound now on the forehand. That hits the side of the net. Bjorkstrand stays with it. Musil still trying to work him over. Good play by Bjorkstrand to get out to the point. Here's Hansen shooting it, and he just missed the net. And he actually just missed hitting one of his teammates for a deflection at the same time as Pouliot gets it over here to Hansen. Josh Hansen is from Eagle River in Alaska as he shoots that puck in, heads to the bench on a line change. The shots are 9-2 in favor of the home team. Ratty coming in. Ratty trying to go around Rupp. Shot. Oh, good glove save by Brossois, who was leading one way, and he stuck out the glove the other way.
You know, the only player ever to wear number 13 in the Portland Winterhawk uniform, Keegan Iverson, with a big hit on Benson. Now, Cole Benson's not obviously as big as his brother. To watch the collision, boom, right there. Benson goes 5'8". His older brother that got drafted first overall is pretty close to 6 feet, but you know, he was a little bit slow to get up, but Keegan Iverson with a big hit right at the blue line. Fans respond as is shown on the wonderful replay screen here at the Rose Garden.
Just like the one I have in my family room.
Yeah, I was going to say, my
I
goodness.
know. I just believe they duplicated that one. Here's Lazar as he tries to push it forward. He can't, and Portland comes back with some numbers. Seth Jones leading the way as he brings it in over the blue line. Kopech puts it behind the net. Lazar got it, played it around the board. Samuelson waits for it. Samuelson lined up as he dishes away the puck. Peters caught him. Portland finishing their checks here in the first, and Lazar finishes one of his own as he just hit D. Champlain. Meantime, in over the line, Wotherspoon shot. Tips off a stick wide of the net. Winterhawks swarming after the puck, and here's a chance in the slot. A shot by Patan is knocked down by Lazar. Sontner now has it. Sontner out of Legault. Sontner picking up a lot of those minutes that Griffin Reinhart used to log before he got hurt in Game 3 of the Calgary series. Lazar sends it in over top the net. Now from behind the net, TJ Foster Michael St. Croix trying to work it in front. Foster's on this line too, as is Calda. Calda, number 23, can't reach it, but here's Sontner shooting it, and Matt Caruth gloves it, holds on. They're not booing, they're Caruthing. First period, 1-0 Edmonton from Portland on Shaw.
With Winterhawks coach Travis Green, and Travis, a goal against the run of play, but have you been happy with your team's start on home ice and energy?
Yeah, it's been a real good start. Our first 10 minutes have been real strong. I like our energy. I like our pace.
Did you want some more net front presence on the power play?
I thought we had good net front presence. They got a good penalty killing squad. We came close, but I'm sure we'll get one way or the other.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Dan?
Well, we saw it a lot in the Calgary series with TJ Foster blocking shots, but how about Curtis Lazar? He again sells out as he does so well. He pays that price. This puck is going to end up on the point man, and you see the line to the net. Well, I'll tell you, that was perfect. That puck was never going to get through. And look at Lazar, still battle right to the wall.
Offensive zone faceoff for Edmonton, but Portland wins the draw and knock off the boards, and quickly they're out of their own zone. Lear rolls it in. He and Sontner will battle in the corner for it. Sontner lines up Lear, and that allows Calda to get the puck. Derek Blackstow told me today that Calda is the most improved player they've had on the team since Christmas. Calda from behind the net now finds himself on the first line on this team with that injury to cheek. And he's making the most of his opportunity. And he's down low, trying to get the puck in front of the net. Calder's shot is stopped by Caruth. Calder just hung around, and he was sneaky because Portland didn't see him, but Caruth did, and he made the save.
Again, I think this exemplifies how the Winterhawks want to go on the attack. They want to get out of their zone in a hurry, and there's a little bit of a lucky bounce. It bounces off Pouliot's skate right onto Calda, and Calda with his backhand comes this close, kind of lost it a little bit, double clutch, and that allowed Matt Caruth to get in a little bit of position to make that save.
Best scoring chance since the goal for Edmonton. That's the only goal so far with 9:20 to go in the period. Mraz throws a hit. Mraz celebrating his birthday today for Edmonton. Brought in there by Iverson. Iverson and Bittner throwing checks there. Bittner, a late insertion into the lineup. He was a question mark prior to the game. There's Jones with it. Jones gets it behind the net. Peters waiting for it to come on this side. Peters grinding along these boards, keeping it in as Jones. He goes back into his own zone.
Good job by the Edmonton Oil Kings there on that sequence. Dan, sometimes, you know, as I said before, the longer the puck is in your zone, the more stressed your defensive structure can get.
Here's Stefan Legault taking the pass from Samuelson. Legault right in a goal, and it's Caruth making a good save. He hung in there well, Caruth did. Here's Lazar trying to come off the boards. He protected the puck nicely, but unable to hold it in is Cody Corbett. Corbett backhands it to Legault. Legault brings it in over the line. Ridden off the puck nicely by Jones. And now here comes Portland with numbers. 3-on-1. Patan with Ratty. Patan to Ratty to Patan in front of the net. They score! Wow! Wow!
showed you off the top in our open that this line not only scores, but they've got chemistry. I'm going to show you chemistry, folks. It isn't always just verbal chemistry. It's chemistry on the ice with the puck. Enjoy this as a Winterhawks. Big line comes up the ice. Count the passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in the net. They just know that when they get that 3-1-1 situation, they're going to make it work. They're going to make it go. And Leipzig finishes that playoff. That is a thing of pretty.
8th goal of these playoffs. Can't look at it enough unless you're Laurent Brossoit and you got a little bit dizzy there. Not sure the delay after the... Are they reviewing that maybe Leipzig kicked it in by chance, or at least going to look at it? That's what we're being told, that the overhead shot might show it. That we get a look at that, but that's so pretty. It's almost too bad there's a video review. But let's see if it's an illegal, a goal that's legal or not. Whoa!
Wow, it's off the skate. You know what? This one, you know, you see the referee in the corner calling it. It's got to be overruled.
I've already written it down in the book.
Yeah, I've half written it down, but as you know, you look at it again. I mean, was there motion on Brendan Leipzig on his skate? You know, is there motion kicking it towards the net?
And again, it's got to be that word, distinct kicking motion. And as you said, the referee called goal on the ice. So upstairs, they will have to overrule the referee.
You see, it hits the outside blade of Leipzig's skate. And it's a little harder to direct that puck towards the net that way, I think, than if it hits the inside part of the blade. Have a good look here as it hits the outside of his skate right there. Well, yeah. Now it looks, if that puck hits the inside skate, his left skate, furthest away from the goal, it's definitely not going to be allowed.
Well, they're having a long look at it. This is not a short replay. We've got Brett Iverson on the phone with the video goal judge. And they want to really make sure here. You can have it this time. I hear what you're saying. Let's see what they say.
It's a big call early.
No goal. No goal. Wow. Well, from our angle, initially it looked great, but then you see it on the replay.
Watch the left foot. Right there. You see, if it hits the right foot, Dan, the right skate, I don't think he moves it at all. It bounces off the skate. It would be legal. But it goes off that inside skate, and he gives it that little bit of help. The crowd seated on the big replay screen here again. And that thing's 80 miles big, I'll tell you. You know, from the crowd standpoint, as they look up on the screen, I'm not sure they can see clearly what blade, what skate that does hit. But I think that is the right call. Travis Green might not think so.
Well, 2 early breaks for Edmonton. They get 1 goal against the run of play in the first couple minutes, as the play had been in their zone the entire beginning of the hockey game. And then they get that. And then take that, Keegan Lowe, as Portland's Lear goes in for a check. Meantime, Foster. Followed up by Michael St. Croix in front of the net. Shot! Oh, and a good save there by Caruth. Off called as he went up high. Foster can't keep the puck in, forced out to the neutral zone. 7:40 to go in the first period of game number 1. Here's Michael St. Croix in over the blue line. St. Croix back to Foster. He tried to feed Calder, but good defensive play there by Troy Rutkowski. Lead pass now for Lear. Lear in over the line. A hard pass over for Pouliot, who's jumped into the rush, takes a shot, and then swinging at it and knocking it down into the neutral zone in midair was TJ Foster. In over the blue line now for Portland. It is Delio. Chase Delio, number 9, gets the puck over to Leipzig. His pass out to Jones, held in. Only for a moment. Dylan Ruck gets it to Saunders. Back to Ruck. He's got the game's only goal. Dylan Ruck in over the blue line. And Seth Jones just finishes him off. Wow. Seth Jones, that time showing that part of the package. And now he jumps into the rush. He throws it in front, and Leipzig just puts it wide of the net. And who's back for it in the neutral zone? You guessed it. Number 3. Having his best shift of this first period is Seth Jones. Wotherspoon brings it in, but that one is offside.
You know, the thing about Seth Jones, there's some people that say they'd like him to see a little bit meaner, but you don't have to be very much meaner if you deliver the play on Dylan Ruck to that extent. And then another hit there in the same sequence. And he did a wonderful job of coming up the ice, which he does so well. We showed you it's right off the top. His number 3 joins the rush. And again, he's the guy that made the hit. And if you want more of Seth Jones, he was the first guy back, as you called it, Dan, in between the blue lines making his check. You know what? I've said this before. If you just came in the building now with 6 minutes left first period, you want to see Seth Jones, you can go to the car, warm it up. There you go.
There's a lot of scouts here who have not got to their car. They want to see more, but he is being well scouted here.
But you know what I mean?
Yes, for sure.
He's just, I mean, you can wait all season to see that in some players.
Including the chief scout of the Colorado Avalanche in the building tonight. Avalanche winning the draft lottery last week. The draft is June 30th in New Jersey. Not much doubt right now who's going to go first overall. Meantime, into the Edmonton zone. Mayo has his hands full, and then Mayo's hit. And they continue to work him over, but he's hanging in there pretty tight as Samuelson gets the puck, and he plays it over to Cody Corbin. Corbin makes a move, plays it off the boards. Pass nearly picked off. Check that, it is picked off. And there's a chance now as Pouliot makes one move. Derek Pouliot puts it at the net, and it just goes wide. I don't know if they hit Bittner in front or not. Here's Pouliot once more. Pouliot winds up. Rutkowski now takes the pass. Pouliot, hard pass down low. That shot taken by Petan hits Lazar. There's a centering pass for Petan. He holds. He shoots it wide of the net. Glorious chance for Nick Petan. And I don't know if he was shooting it for sure or trying to pass it to Bittner. Either way, good chance nullified by Portland. Iverson shoots the puck in. Brossoit's got it. Boy, the puck's been down here a lot. Shots are 13-5 in favor of Portland.
And they're bending, there's no question, and I don't think anybody expected any different from this Oil King team. They were going to be under pressure this first period. I think, personally, I think they're surviving it well.
Here's Taylor Lear in over the goal line. Lear gets the puck to Chase Delio as he throws it through the goal mouth area. Oliver Bjorkstrand on the far side, number 27. Terrific player, a young player for Portland, gets it to Brossoit, who covers it up.
Nick Petan's so good, you got to watch around the net. I mean, Petan, Ratty, and Leipzig so good off the rush. But boy, I'll tell you what, you lose position on these guys in the offensive zone. There they are. They move that puck. Now at that spot with that back pass, if you lose track of Petan, he's going to make you pay. But what happened there was the Oil Kings did a pretty good job of recovering. They forced Petan to take a shot. He wasn't completed. It wasn't his first option. Let me put it to you that way.
Edmonton wins the faceoff in their own zone, and they get the puck out to center ice. You have to go all the way back to the mid-70s. The last time this league had the same 2 finalists 2 years in a row. That was New Westminster Bruins and the Saskatoon Blades. There was a chance at the side of the net for Portland. That shot going off the target. Those series both went 7, but in the first year they had a tie game in one of those series. Had tie games in the playoffs. Okay, we'll do it again.
I was talking to John Kirby of the Portland radio broadcast, and we talked about it. He remembers it being 9 points. You know, if you won 4, that's 8. You had to get 1 more point or more to win it. But the 9-point thing wasn't there very long.
And we have best of 9s on the stage as well. You had to win 5 to win a playoff series. Or as Ken Hitchcock used to call them, best of forever. Leipzig takes a shot, directed onto the goal, and Brossoit holds tight there, making the save. Curtis Lazar tries to stick handle out of his own zone. That's not a good idea. Petan gets it. Petan to Ratty. Spin around in front for... Oh, they're going to make us dizzy by the end of the series, the way they're going. This line, look at them go. Petan getting the puck. Behind the net for Leipzig. Leipzig, he spins off a check. Bernat trying to stay with him. He's tripped. There'll be a penalty in the offensive zone. Bernat was tripped back of the net. Leipzig doesn't like the call, but he's getting the game.
You know, we talked about it also on our open. This line, the big line, if you will, of the Winterhawks, they're so good because they spend extended times in the offensive zone. This is good. They can wear you down. But in that sequence, like with that we just saw, this is just nonsense on Leipzig's play to take this penalty. He doesn't have to reach out and trip his man like he does right behind the net. Edmonton has to say, you know what? That's maybe the easiest way to relieve the pressure of that line in your own zone. Have them take a penalty.
The Edmonton Oil Kings in the Calgary series finished with 20 straight power plays where they were unable to score. They went 0 for their last 20 against the Hitmen. There's Mirage from back of the net. In the playoffs, they operate at a 22% efficiency. St. Croix's got it. St. Croix gets it down low. There's Dylan Ruck. Ruck off this half wall. Dylan Ruck puts the puck behind the net for St. Croix, back for Ruck. Ruck goes to the front of the net, and a save by Caruth as he darted out from the side of the goal, and Caruth was right there to meet him. Lear short-handed. Looks like he's going to go for a skate. Lots of confidence on this Portland team. A lot of players would just shoot that one in. Lear says, no, I'll peel back and we'll get a few more seconds.
You know what's neat about that? They got some new, fresh penalty killers on the ice while he was doing that.
Minute 10 left in the power play. 2.5 minutes to go in the first period of game number 1 as Foster brings it in over the line. There's Dylan Ruck with it. Ruck. Patan watching him. So is Wotherspoon. Back to Corbett. It's picked up, and here's a short-handed chance for Patan. Patan with Ratty. Walking into Ratty! And Brossoit makes the save off Ty Ratty. Short-handed opportunity for Portland.
Well, this has to be nothing more than energy lifting, even though it's a mess up by the Edmonton Oil Kings. Corbett is going to hand this puck over right there. But you know what? They get the big save here. And as Corbett almost winning that race there, and I'm not so sure that Corbett just changed the play a little bit when he gets back number 2 and makes that little play there. And you know what Laurent Brossoit does? He recognizes that that puck's going cross crease under a little bit of stress, and he was right there to make the save.
He's made 16 of them already in the first period. You know the Edmonton Oil Kings have played 16 games. They've not been outshot in these playoffs. They're already being outshot 16-6 by Portland. Somewhere along the way, that streak's coming to an end in this series. That streak of outshooting every team you play. Minute and a half to go in the period. 9 seconds of the power play for the Edmonton Oil Kings. They don't get the pass through. And back short-handed. Here they come again. And there goes Ratty this time. Ratty right in on goal. And this time Brossoit goes the other way to make the save. 2 glorious short-handed opportunities by the big names on the Portland Winterhawks. Penalty over. Leipzig back on the ice. And he hustles to get the puck for the Winterhawks. You can't do much better than Portland in this first period and still be trailing. But they are. They've had some good chances. Brossoit's been incredible in the Edmonton goal. And there's a turnover by Sontner. Delio can't get it down low. TJ Foster back up for Calda. Here's Foster back in over the blue line. Over on the far side is St. Croix. St. Croix hit there, but he threw it in front. Calda tries to get it. He can't. Half a minute to go in the period. Leipzig can't reach it. Edmonton in possession. And there's Calda once more. He dishes it back to Musil. St. Croix redirects it into the Portland zone and heads to the bench on a line change. Pouliot shovels it around the far wall. Trying to gobble it up there was Kopech. He's checked off it. As it comes out to center, Gernat has it. Tipped inside the Portland zone by Samuelson. He's lining up Pouliot. Will he throw a check? Pouliot switches nicely, although he lost the puck. Period will come to an end. What a period, Bill. Wow. He picked up right where they left off last year.
Yeah, you know, Dan, you can make a case for what happened here in the first period. Superseded a lot of what happened in the Eastern Conference Final in terms of intensity, in terms of speed, not taking anything away from the teams. But boy, there was a lot of energy, a lot of pizzazz on the ice after 20 minutes. It was fun. It's great.
1 goal for Edmonton on 6 shots, a disallowed goal, but no goals on 16 shots for Portland. Let's go to Andy Neal.
All right, thanks very much, Dan and Bill. When we come back, we will hear from Seth Jones of the Portland Winterhawks, who will talk with Stu Walders. One-on-one with Matt Bardsley, the Director of Hockey Operations for the Portland Winterhawks, and Inside the WHL with Peter Labardius. That, along with highlights and analysis of the first period of play that saw the Edmonton Oil Kings get the lone goal in a 1-0 lead on the WHL on show.
Both teams are pretty happy. I mean, Edmonton got out of it with a lead, and Portland, who out-hit Edmonton 17-7, out-chanced them 7-3. They got to be pretty happy, too.
Well, that's right. You never want to be losing, but, you know, I thought the game plan that Portland came into this game with was perfect. Look at the forecheck right off the bat. Portland, the team in white, all kinds of pressure. You expect that, especially if you get 2 men deep. You got a lot of net in front of the net, a lot of crease area. And again, the very next shift, look at the Winterhawks. They get it deep. That's a shot from Jones, an easy save for Bressois. Mind you, got very, very good as the game went on that period. This is the Edmonton goal, definitely against the run of the play. Dylan Ruck is going to be the recipient of number 21. His pass, that's Iwanek, throwing it to the front of the net. And why does Dylan Ruck get it? Watch the puck bounce off number 12, Preston Kopech's skate right to Ruck, backhander. He made it 1-0. Now Sean McPherson is going to give this puck away right here at the neutral ice area. Terrific little chip by number 10 there, Samuelson. He knew he might take a hit. Legault hard to the net. This was Matt Caruth's best save of that period. Didn't have a whole lot of them. Watch the Cody Corbett giveaway. All right, you get 2 Portland Winterhawks come back, but I want you to watch Corbett. Because he comes back that hard and does that, Bressois knows he's got to pass it. And look at him get over and simply make that great save on that side. Now, 1 chance for Samuelson to get it deep, 2 chances with a puck. Gives it away, can't do that. And again, that explosive transition game, this time Ty Ratty being chased by Keegan Lowen, Laurent Bressois again there to make the save.
And as you look at the summary of the period, how dominant have these teams been in the playoffs? Well, this is only the 2nd time Portland has trailed after the 1st period. And the same thing with Edmonton. Both teams are 0-1 when trailing after 1. That's pretty good when you're in game 1 of round 4. As we start this period, teams are at full strength. Portland and White shoot the puck in. Laurent Bressois plays it around the boards. There's Dylan Ruck with it. Quickly, Iwanek trying to get out of his own zone. Wotherspoon breaks that up, but Ruck follows it up, and he backhands it deep inside the Portland zone. Wotherspoon with it there. Wotherspoon from Surrey in British Columbia, the lower mainland of Vancouver. Comes around this side. P. Champlain knocked off the puck. Iwanek throwing his body. There's Musil. He can't get it. Here's quickly a chance for Portland. Baker shoots, and Bressois makes the save as they raced in on a 2-on-1, and it was Seth Jones on the other side, but Baker shoots it.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it? How often the Winterhawks will make you pay if you're lazy at your own blue line, if you make a soft play. This transition is really, really impressive. Again, away they go. They catch it, defenseman pinch it. Far left side, far right side, 2 Winterhawks. The shot on Bressois. Says thank you very much as he takes it right in the crest area. Easy save. You could have made that one, Dan. Nope. I think I could have too.
No, you were. Here's Pouliot from the line. I'm not good on those ones that come right in the chest.
What, you get out of the way?
Yeah, I don't like them too much. I get a little nervous. Pouliot coming in. Pouliot going in hard as he rolls it towards Bressois. There's a scramble and it's swept away. And Legault gets possession of it. Samuelson tips it to the Portland line, but there's Pouliot. Pouliot, 1st round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins, chosen 8th overall in last year's draft. Part of this star-studded Portland lineup. Wearing number 51. Here's Curtis Lazar, a 1st round pick in this year's draft to be sure. Lazar in over the blue line. Lazar puts it off a stick, and it's gobbled up over on the far side by Bjorkstrand. Oliver Bjorkstrand from Herning, Denmark, shoots the puck in. Gobbled up by Grenat. He is from Slovakia. Each team allowed 2 Euros. And both Euros, or 2 of them, just touched the puck on that last exchange. And there's Seth Jones knocking his man to the boards. Comes around this near side. Musil on the pinch. Has it in his skates, and he lost it. But TJ Foster does a good job at the line to hold it in. Musil gets it down to Calder. Calder to Musil. Musil gets it in front of the net. It's Foster unable to shoot it after Lacroix had set him up. Foster just couldn't unload. Here's Leipzig. Leipzig down to Ratty. Ratty, nice pass. Patan to Leipzig. Save, rebound. Patan puts it just wide of the net. Boy, is Bressois standing tall in the Edmonton goal, although that time on his knees making the save. And he has now faced 20 and stopped all 20 Portland shots. Portland's on pace for well over 50 at this stage. There's Bertolucci back in the lineup in Game 7 against Calgary. A long shot, and that's taken by Matt Caruth.
Winterhawks with speed. You heard Peter Labardius talk about the transition and the speed which they play this game at. This is a turnover at the blue line, and how quickly Patan gets it to Leipzig. They get it to the front of the net. They're not afraid. You give them any kind of a lane like that, you're going to have Leipzig go there, and you're going to have number 19 challenging for any loose puck in that area. And did you see number 8 just come in ratty on the prowl, just kind of waiting? Is there a loose puck that I can jump on?
So much experience in this Portland lineup. Brady playing tonight his 71st playoff game in his career. He's got 45 playoff goals, 45 playoff assists, 90 playoff points. What a machine he's been. Out to the line, Mayo. Here's Corbett. Corbett puts it wide. He tried to hit at the side of the net. Baddock couldn't do so. Benson puts the puck over to the far side. Glove hand pass will stop the play, and the face-off will come outside the blue line.
Well, in case you're wondering if, you know, we're blowing a little bit of smoke here in terms of this Portland offense, watch what happened during the season, folks. Yeah, make no mistake about it. You got Leipzig, Patan, and Ratty. There's a line. Now, I'm not going to count them up. There's too many points on that
350.
side. But, great. But what I like about that is Nick, you know, Brendan Leip said Nick Patan, 120, 120. I love the fact that Travis Green never played those guys in the last game of the season because he said, you know what? Let's share that Bobby Clark trophy as a leading scorer. And how many points was Ratty behind? Looked like
10.
About 10. They said if he gets 10 or more, he deserves it. Because he did play.
Well, and with those eye-popping numbers, Leipzig also was plus 55. Patan was plus 68. Ratty was plus 56. These are plus minuses. It's incredible stuff. Bittner brings the puck in over the line. Sontner gobbles it up. The two number 5s battle for it. Portland break it up. They've got a chance here with Iverson putting the puck through the slot. Eric back out to Rutkowski, and a shot goes wide to the net. Troy Rutkowski with that shot. It hit something on the way. Bounces wide. Legault trying to get it. So is Owanek. Instead, the other way, it's Sean McPherson shooting it in. He's an Edmonton native playing against his hometown team, number 6 for the Portland Winterhawks. Bjorkstrand, who wears that number 27 that we saw so famously in last year's final. Number Sven Berchi, who can forget him and the kind of scoring machine he was. Lear starts back for the Winterhawks. Lear in over the blue line, trying to go around the defense. Lowe stayed with him as best he could, and then it was centered and intercepted, and Curtis Lazar starts back. He's off stride, whether he was tripped or he fell. Not quite sure. No penalty as the puck goes back into the Portland zone. Wotherspoon there to collect it. Tyler Wotherspoon. It's like Barchi, it's property of the Calgary Flames. There's Musil trying to chase it down, and he does. Lear staying on top of him. Musil down to Calda. Up for Lazar. St. Croix's got to reach to get it. He can't. Leipzig hustled to get it back to Wotherspoon. There's Seth Jones. Here's Wotherspoon. Pass onto the tape. Patan hitting to the front of the net. So is Leipzig. Verschwach got his big goalie stick on it. They battle for the puck behind the Edmonton goal. Leipzig. Clever play to knock it off the corner boards. Goes back out to Rutkowski. Long shot. Saved by Verschwach. And back the other way, here comes Foster. Now to St. Croix, now to Foster. Trying to get a little bit of room. Look, the St. Croix follows it up, gets a shot, and what a save by Caruth. He stood tall. I don't think St. Croix put it where he wanted to. That was a good opportunity there for Edmonton.
Well, Michael St. Croix says if you don't love playing in this building, you don't have a pulse. He says at times it can be so loud that you can't even hear your teammates on the bench. And what a Game 7 Michael St. Croix had. There's where he's dangerous. You know, that what really sets a goal scorer apart is to know when to pass and when to shoot. We could do highlight after highlight after highlight of number 18, his ability to pass, but don't forget, he knows when to shoot that puck. That was a good example there.
4 goals, 4 assists in the last 4 games of the Calgary series. So St. Croix, who has established a new club record for most points in a playoff, he broke the old record set by himself last year. He's got 22 points, had 21 in the 4 rounds of their championship season. Mayo comes out of his own zone. There's Cody Corbett with it. Corbett backhands it inside the Portland line, and it's flipped right back out by the Winterhawks. Mayo makes one move at center, and he puts the puck back in. Talking to Coach Laxdal today, he agrees that Mayo has just been so impressive with this Edmonton blue line, how much poise he's had. He's on the back check right now as there's a shot that goes wide, and that's him with the puck right now. Head on the swivels, he plays it on this side to Dylan Ruck. Ruck working out of his own zone, he'll flip it up high through the center ice area, and it goes all the way to the Portland zone for an icing.
You know, Derek Laxdal says at this point in the season, goaltending is clearly the difference. And boy, is he getting a great job out of his goaltender so far in this game tonight. And by the way, Derek Laxdal said he's only seen Seth Jones one time. He watched him at the World Junior Tournament win gold for the USA. Gotta believe he's seen it a little bit on tape, but he hasn't had a chance to see this young man live very often. As a matter of fact, Seth Jones has never played a game, Dan, in the province of Alberta. So Edmonton fans are gonna see him next week.
And that will be a big treat. Those games will be Tuesday and Wednesday in Edmonton. Game 2 here tomorrow night. The 2-2-1-1-1 format. Again, both clubs using airline travel in the championship series, which is the tradition now in the WHL. Puck rolled towards Brissois. It's directed into the corner. Seth Jones. Hard backhand pass to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon gets it to Delio, who sends it in. Brissois a little bit of trouble with the back of the net in his trapezoid. And the fans respond as they think Corbett might have taken down a Winterhawk. Ruck trying to get it on this side. Where he's waiting for it now. Mayo's in there. So too is Lazar. Lazar lost it. For Portland, it's Delio back to the line. A shot by Jones over top the net, and then a sharp angle shot. Here's Miraz starting back. Miraz. Fell. And the Winterhawks will try and transition. Leipzig in over the blue line. Leipzig going in, and he's knocked off stride. That's a good defensive play there, again by Mayo. There's Jones, he can't hold it in. Legault trying to chase after it. Wotherspoon gets there first with the reach. Now Seth Jones, cleverly to Patan. Patan in full flight as he brings it in over the line, and it's shot off a stick and out of play.
You know, he's had a great game so far with 12:15 left in period number 1, a 1-0 lead. But let me tell you, as this kid, Laurent Brissois, had nice starts to the first 3 series. The 3 game ones against Kootenay, Medicine Hat, and Calgary. Get this, he's only allowed 4 goals, so he's been very good. And that's one of the reasons I think that this Edmonton team's got so much confidence in him. They know that with him back there, they've got a chance to win every game they play. And the opening game, so important.
Here's Pouliot from the line. A shot through traffic. It's knocked down, and it's going to be Edmonton who gets it. Here comes Samuelson. Samuelson moving in. He rolls the puck to the corner, and then he's hit there by Rakowski. Knocked off the puck. Good check there. Still 1-0 Edmonton. The goal at the 2:03 mark of the first period as Peters brings it in. And there's Samuelson intercepting it, and back the other way for the Edmonton Oil Kings. Samuelson knocked off stride by Baker. Hey, we got a good game already. This series feels like game 8 right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly right. They're starting right where they left off. Absolutely right. Pace is terrific.
Benson in over the line. Hooked off his stick by Pouliot. Sauntner following it up, waiting for his mates to get outside as he shoots the puck in. Troy Rakowski also for the second straight year playing against his hometown team. He's from Edmonton. There's a turnover. Benson moving in. His pass is a poor one, but he gets it back again only briefly, and back the other way. Here comes Portland's Leipzig. Pouliot jumping into the rush. Leipzig cuts to the middle. Here's his shot, and that hits the last man back. It hit Benson, who made a good play after he had coughed up the puck at the other end. Here's Bertolucci now. In front for Benson, and it doesn't get through. Benson gloves it down, throws it in front. Lowe waiting for it, couldn't get it. Following it up is Calda, his shot. And Matt Carruth makes the save with Bertolucci in front, and Pouliot having words after the play stoppage.
That young man there, what a job he does. What explosiveness. Brendan Leipzig, he's one of the 5'9" guys on the big line. But when you're 5'9" and you get to this spot here with this kind of determination, that play looks like it's going nowhere till he separates himself. And what Leipzig did there is he separated himself from Keegan Lowe. Terrific. Look at that burst of speed and that shot in front of the net. Nice job at coming back for Cole Benson, and it absolutely hits an Edmonton player.
Yeah, I felt good for Benson because he was the one who coughed up the puck at the other end. So he made a good play to recover. And now an offensive zone face-off for the Edmonton Oil Kings. 23-9 are the shots in the game. Edmonton has 3 in this period, 7 for Portland. And there's number 8. And it's Peters with a hard slap shot, but with Bressois seeing it, no chance that goes in.
Well, Taylor Peters, you know, he's a 20-year-old. And folks, this guy's not your biggest scorer. He's not going to get you a ton of goals. Had, I think, 15 this season. But what Taylor Peters does is he's won 7,815 faceoffs in the Western Hockey League. No, I'm just exaggerating, but believe me, there's not many guys better in the faceoff circle than him. And he's signed by the Dallas Stars, so I think that's good. He's going to have a career. There's another faceoff win just like that.
And Wotherspoon's shot is stopped by Bressois. He found it in traffic, and you chalk up save number 24 for, nope, they put another one. There's number 25 for that young man, LB.
Well, you know, he's been good, Dan. He's been very, very good. But he's getting help around the net. His team's done a pretty good job of collapsing. You watch the red-shirted Edmonton Oil Kings. They're getting around him pretty good. I'd like to say, what, 4, 5, 6 key blocks already?
There's a chance on a face-off and a stab at the puck there by Lear. Portland, if you joined us late, had one goal called back by video review in the first period. And it was a pretty one. It's the prettiest disallowed goal I think I've ever seen. Wotherspoon, long shot through traffic, and that's knocked down. Sonder gets the puck up to Ruck, can't get it out. Wotherspoon throws it at the net, and scooping it up is Bressois.
Travis Green, really interesting understanding, I think, of the coaching dilemma. He says for every weakness that the Winterhawks have, they counter with something strong, in fact, something stronger that the other team has. That's pretty good, boy. That means you got some pretty good weapons in that bag of yours as far as your team is concerned.
Green played for Spokane and Medicine Hat in the late 80s. Went on to play for 5 NHL teams. First-round draft pick of the New York Islanders. And 5 NHL teams, 970 games. So he was pretty good. I mean, 193 goals, 455 points in his NHL career.
And he and Derek Laxdal were actually teammates, you know, for a short time in the American Hockey League. So they got to know each other pretty well.
Neutrals on face-off won by the Oil Kings. We're exactly halfway through this hockey game, regulation time. By the way, Portland hasn't even seen overtime yet. They don't even bother with that so far in these playoffs. Who can be bothered if you don't need to? Here comes Peters. He tries to roll it in. Everett got him to 6 games. Then in the round 2, it was a sweep by Portland over Spokane, and then a 5-game series in their rematch of the Western Conference Final against the Kamloops Blazers.
Man, Everett won 2 games in this building.
Pouliot shot, especially with their goaltender.
Was he good or what?
He was Tretiak good.
Yeah.
Here's Calda bringing it in over the line. Chance shot for Ruth, who has to be sharp right now. He's not getting near the work that Bressois is. And they certainly don't want to fall down 2-0. Not that they don't have the firepower, but right now in a 1-0 game. Here's Legault on the steal, and a good save by Caruth with the left pad. Legault, a quick backhand shot, and there was Matt Caruth. Now we got Pouliot mixed up with Legault in front of the bench as the play is inside the Edmonton line. Rutkowski now has it. Rutkowski forced all the way, well, not quite all the way back. He does give it away, though. Legault now to Samuelson. Samuelson shoots, scores! Samuelson scores for Edmonton, and it's now 2-0 for the Oil Kings in game number 1.
Samuelson on the forecheck. He's going to get it on Rutkowski. Samuelson's got Rutkowski in his sights. He knows that he could pressure him. Big guy, a little bit long to handle that puck. Rutkowski not too sure what he's going to do with it. And then there's a giveaway right to Samuelson. Legault with that pinch. There's the shot. Does a nice job, Samuelson, of getting that puck into that area there. There's a double clutch. That was good. That double clutch gave him a little bit better chance to find the lane. But you saw Rutkowski there, Dan. He didn't know whether to go behind the net. He didn't know whether to go up the wall. And he made a poor choice that Legault picked off. Got it to Samuelson. And a huge 2-0 goal.
Number 10 has 10 now in the postseason. Should be just 1 assist to Legault. So Stéphane Legault, who has started this night plus 17 in these playoffs, gets another plus. The Oil Kings have kind of quieted down the crowd here just a little bit. It's not, it's really not possible to completely muzzle them. It's a loud crowd, but and they want something to cheer about for their team now. Burnett gets it up for Dylan Ruck. Ruck brings it in over the line. There's Mraz with it. Mraz, now Dylan Ruck on his backhand, on his forehand, takes a shot, save, rebound! And now we get extra activity there. Caruth doesn't like the action that happened after the play stoppage. Was it a fast whistle or not? That's what the Oil Kings are saying. That puck is literally still sitting on the goal line. We'll take a timeout. We're in game 1 of the championship series from Portland. You're watching the WHL on Shaw.
With Oil Kings head coach Derek Laxdal. And Derek, have you been happy with the way that your team has weathered the storm and also taken advantage of their opportunities at the same time?
Portland came out pretty hard in the first period. We had to weather the storm there, and LB was outstanding. And we got to find our legs a little bit here. We're a little bit overwhelmed, but taking advantage of a couple loose pucks, and we got a big kill here coming up.
Probably not surprised at the pace of play either.
No, it's a high pace. Portland's got good team speed there. We got to wake up a little bit here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Boy, what a job Stéphane Legault does on this shift. Watch this. He's going to steal that puck off Ratty. That's him right there. Nice turnover. Gets a chance himself. A little bit later, same sequence. Watch him pick off this pass there. Legault does it. What he does, he gets it to Samuelson. There's a shot. That makes it 2-0. Stéphane Legault, terrific that last minute on the ice for the Edmonton Oil Kings.
And then after the scramble in front of the other net, there was a penalty taken by Edmonton. So Portland gets a power play here. Big part of the hockey game as they organize their man advantage, trailing 2-0. There's Pouliot with the puck, winding up. Patan now gets it. Pouliot from the line. Plays it over here for Ratty. Ratty now down low for Leipzig. Ratty gobbles up the puck. Here's Pouliot. Does not unload. Patan. Witkowski in the slot area. Here's Ratty. He doesn't get the shot away. Another one from the line. Well wide. It goes to Edmonton, and TJ Foster gets possession of the puck. This power play is presented by Papa John's. Go online to papajohns.com tomorrow and enter your promo code WHL50 to power save on your next order. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. That's offside at the Edmonton blue line.
Ty Ratty's so important on this power play. You know, you've talked about him. I mean, maybe the greatest Winterhawk ever to play in a Winterhawk uniform, but Ty Ratty's so poised. He's always ready for that shot. By the way, 4th all-time Western Hockey League playoff points. Dale Derkach, Greg Hoggett, and Rob Brown are the only guys in playoffs ahead of him. You mentioned earlier, Dan, 90 points. Did you say 45 and 45? Nice and tidy?
Very tidy for Ty Ratty. There's the penalized player, also having a birthday today. Mitchell Mraz, Edmonton Oilers draft pick from Calgary. In the box for another minute. That's the time remaining on his penalty, and he hopes that it's a full minute as Jones goes behind the net. Jones comes back out here to the line. Here's Wotherspoon. Here's Seth Jones. He does not shoot yet, but will he here? Not yet. Teeing it up is Jones. Jones has 5 goals in these playoffs. This time he shoots, and the first man that he has to try to get it by, he could not, as it hits Lazar. Delio off that half wall. Here's Jones. He can't get it on his forehand. Jones back for Delio. Jones again. Now Wotherspoon. Here's his shot. That's knocked down. Battle for it over on this side. Bjorkstrand throws a check. Delio was all alone in front. Couldn't get him the puck. Here's Wotherspoon. Now Seth Jones. Now Delio as they continue to work it around. Goes back to the net. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Wotherspoon lost the puck, and here comes Samuelson shorthanded. Samuelson by himself. He'll just take it right to the corner. Jones takes it off his stick. Mirage back on the ice. Edmonton at full strength. Portland is 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Bjorkstrand putting that one wide of the net. Wotherspoon on the back check against St. Croix. St. Croix falls down. And then is taken down by Wotherspoon as Mirage, and then Edmonton throws a hit. But Portland gets it out to the center ice area. Knocked forward by the Oil Kings, and here's Calda. Calda shot, and Caruth makes the save with 5.5 minutes to go in the second period.
You know, Dan, unbelievably, this is the 3rd year in a row the Winterhawks are in the final. That's not the unbelievable part. This is. How about all these guys? There's 9 of them that have played. This is their 3rd Western Hockey League Championship Series. That's amazing. Is it 3rd time a charm? Well, we'll have to wait and see. You know, they may be a younger team, but they're certainly an experienced team when you look at the fact all those guys have been in it. They've won 9 series and lost 2.
Hey, look at that guy. There's Sven Berchi in the crowd. Kind of miss seeing him on the ice, but there's a long shot by Lowe, and that goes wide of the net. What might be going through his mind? I've been here before, but boy, did you ever have. Here's the Oil Kings down low with a chance, and they switch it back behind the net. Can they get it in front? They do. Calden trying to get a shot, and it hops over his stick. Keegan Lowe was right there in the thick of things as well. Here's Ratty in over the line. That pass goes to Crane. Calden goes back the other way. Do they have numbers? Calden in over the blue line. Calden waits, drops it back. Nobody home there. Winterhawks intercept, and there's Leipzig with it. Brendan Leipzig is from Winnipeg as he gets it through the neutral zone, and can he go all the way? He drew a penalty. Leipzig tried to split the defense. Lowe takes him down. Delayed penalty. Goalie at the bench. Extra attacker. Seth Jones gets it to Pouliot. Pouliot cross ice. Nice pass. Comes back out to Jones. Jones to Pouliot. Pouliot. What's he going to do with it? He tries to get it over to Delio. He can't. Seth Jones gets possession of the puck. There's Delio now. Delio over here for Pouliot, but off his stick to St. Croix. And here comes the power play. A tripping penalty. Montesson, the referee, sending David Musil to the box.
You know, Eric, Kulda does a poor job here of getting that puck in deep. And this shows you again the speed of this team. Kulda's going to get it. He turns it over, and Leipzig almost goes coast to coast, draws a penalty. Tries to split the defense. That's where it all happens. But Kulda put that puck right on his stick, and what Leipzig did is he circled back to his own zone and then skated downhill all the way.
So here we go with the 3rd power play of the hockey game for the Portland Winterhawks. Fans making big noise here, hoping so much that their team can get one near the end of the period. Here's Lear back out to the line. Seth Jones holds the puck. Jones dishes it off. Down low, in front for Wotherspoon. He can't quite get it. Lear and Bjorkstrand in the slot area. Jones shoots. That's knocked down. Delio trying to get his rebound. He digs it out. He gets it to Oliver Bjorkstrand. Now to Lear. Now to Delio. Nice pass out to the blue line. Seth Jones, lots of room here. Delio. Jones as they pass it back and forth to one another. And then Jones makes a poor play. He is human. Lazar brings the puck in over the line, and his shot is gobbled up by Carruth, and no choice. He's got to hold on.
You know, apart from everything, the side stories for me is a matchup between Curtis Lazar and Seth Jones. We know Jones is going to go #1 overall. Curtis Lazar, will he go in the top 10? There's your 2. I'm going to say 2 of your top 10 National Hockey League picks in the draft coming up. And you got him here tonight. How can you miss that?
And you get him for at least 4 and maybe 7 times over the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it plays out. It's 2-0 Edmonton. 2 goals on 16 shots. 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Portland in over the line. Still working on the power play for another minute. Patan gets the puck. Now to Pouliot. There's Tyrati. Back to Pouliot. Here's Patan. Pouliot does not shoot it. Now he does, and it's loose in front and swept away. Rutkowski was right there looking for the rebound. There's a hard pass, but it hit a stick, and it goes up high. Ratty chasing it down on the far side, puts it behind the net. There's Leipzig now. Leipzig spins off Keegan Lowe. Leipzig throws it in front, and it went off a skate. And now out into the neutral zone with 30 seconds to go in the power play. Leipzig being checked by Legault. And now out to the center ice area once more. Rutkowski brings it in over the line, and he puts it hard behind the net. Just 10 seconds to go. It hit the linesman in the power play. It hit the linesman out there, so that puck didn't get deep. And here in transition is Patan. Patan going in for a shot. Oh, he just missed. He did not miss by much. Nicholas Patan with that chance right at the end of the Portland power play. Here's TJ Foster now. What a move. Foster going in hard. And Carruth makes the save. He stayed with them. TJ Foster with a great move to get around the Portland defense. Now Edmonton trying to get something going in the offensive zone. Sontner puts it behind, or at least to the corner, where Samuelson gobbles it up. Granat wants it in the slot. He couldn't get it. And here's Rutkowski playing it up to Patan. Barely onside, but it is as Patan brings it in over the line. Sontner staying with them, keeping him to the outside, at least so far, but it does squirt free to Portland. And here's a chance and a shot over top the net. That was taken by Bittner. Bittner throws a check. Sontner's got the puck behind the net. With a minute and a half to go in the second, the Oil Kings leading 2-0, and you know they want to take that lead into the dressing room. Will they nurse the last minute and a half here? Gernat. He can't get it in deep. Wotherspoon plays it back, and there's Seth Jones. There's Peters now, deep in his own zone. Now we have the announcement coming for last minute in the period. Well, that'll come in 2 more seconds because they're calling that icing. The fans don't like it because they think it hit something. I thought they might have hit something on the way too, but it's called icing.
Dan, this is why this is so exciting. Watch Patan here with that shot. You called it. Look how close it is. Same sequence. Hey, we'll fast forward just a little bit. Going the other way. Same sequence. Foster, who's having an unbelievable playoff, in my opinion, for a 20-year-old. It doesn't get much better than that. One chance, one end. Near chance the other end. And we still got a minute and 2 in this period, plus 20 minutes coming up.
Or more.
Or more. Yeah, I'd look up at the screen, too, to see what's going on. There's too many good things. You might miss it when you're playing.
The icing stands, and the faceoff comes down to the Portland zone. And the Oil Kings do win the faceoff. Lucille gets the puck out to Calda, and this shot is knocked down. And the Winterhawks cough it up once more. Nearly behind the defense with St. Croix. Bittner gets it now, and here they come. Peters through the center ice area. Peters in over the blue line and into that far corner before being taken down. Keegan Iverson. Checked by Calda. Wotherspoon can't hold it in. Half minute to go in the period. Edmonton, when leading after 2, are 11-1. And Portland is 0-3 when they trail after 2 periods. There's a shot that goes off the blocker of Brossois, who's now faced 27 shots. But you know what? Only 2 in the last 10 minutes of that period. So Edmonton starting to cut down the shots against. For a while there, Edmonton was on pace to allow at least 50. Here's a hit on Peters. Goes around to Rutkowski. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, through the goal mouth, and that'll do it for the period.
Yeah, I agree. You know, somehow the Edmonton Oil Kings have got to get, and they've been successful in doing that, in my opinion, get the Winterhawks to concern themselves a little bit more with defense. They're all explosiveness. I think they're a much better team defensively, but Edmonton's got them a little bit on the ropes with that 2-0 lead here after 40 minutes.
And each team with 11 shots on goal in the second period. So after 2, it's 2-0 Edmonton, and we go to Andy Neal.
All right, thanks very much, Dan and Bill. Dylan Ruck, who opened the scoring this evening. We'll talk with Stu Walters on the other side of the break, inside the WHL with Peter Labardius, and one-on-one with Matthew Barzell, the first overall pick in the 2012 WHL Bantam Draft. Henrik Samuelson with his 10th of the playoffs, and the Edmonton Oil Kings with a 2-0 lead in Game 1 on Shaw.
Welcome back to the WHL Championship Series on Shaw. This is Dan Russell alongside Bill Wilms. In our previous series, the Calgary Hitmen gave us a great example of what can happen if you hang around long enough. Well, in this game, Edmonton weathered an early storm, and now they've taken control going to the third.
Unbelievable. We're told they had one. Portland Winterhawks had 1 scoring chance. Watch what happens here. Here's what I'm going to show you why they didn't get many. Curtis Lazar dumps that puck into the neutral ice area carelessly. Hold it right there. Pouliot, he's on the far right of your screen. He's a defenseman. Now watch number 20 in white. He usually drives the center lane. He puts himself in a position there that he can't even take the pass. There's no scoring chance on that particular play. And again, look inside. Here's Ratty, Leipzig, and Patan. They go to work. Where's his puck going to go? It's going to go to that spot. That's probably the only scoring chance there. And Brossois there to make that save. Brendan Leipzig, watch what he does here, folks. This is the guy that led the league in scoring. Lifts the puck, settles down, but where does he go with it? Block shot. Good job to get in the way, and away go the Oil Kings. Now, Calda turns his puck over in the blue line area. And again, Leipzig says, I'll take that thing. What did he do? circles back into his own zone, winds up, looks, goes. You know what? Is this a scoring chance? It's not. And when Leipzig gets to this spot, he realizes his only chance is to draw a penalty. And you watch as he knows, if I can get through those guys, somebody's going to take me to the ice. It's exactly what happens. Here's the Edmonton goal. Rutkowski, number 2 at Portland, right here. He runs out of options. Doesn't know where to go with it. Where do I go with it? Where do I go with it? On the far right, Wotherspoon says, I'll take it. Gets himself in position. But then he's put it up the boards. Legault gets the puck, throws it to Samuelson. And look at the front of the net. Lazar crashing the crease area. That allows Samuelson to get the puck, get it through, get it on the net. That's the Edmonton goal, and it's 2-0 for the Edmonton All Kings.
Very good stuff. Samuelson with his 10th at 11-17. Legault the only assist. And away we go with the third period. These teams, as Bill mentioned earlier, did meet one time during the season, and Edmonton won here 4-3. Interestingly, that game followed their worst defeat of the year, where they lost 8-1 at Tri-City. Hard to even visualize an Edmonton team losing 8-1 to anybody while defending their championship, but they came back into Portland in February and then won that game. The longest losing streaks both teams had all year with 3 games. There's a check by Mraz. There's Ruck now. Here's Lowe, back to the line, a shot, right to Caruth, and he holds on to stop the play. WHL on Shaw is proud to recognize Travel Lodge as an official partner of the Western Hockey League. Travel Lodge, nice rooms, great people.
I'll get it done every time, won't it?
What's that?
Great rooms,
oh, yeah, every
great
time.
people.
Yeah, that's a good combo. I like that.
It's a winner.
So in the first minute here of the third period, Oil Kings. It was exactly 1 year ago, by the way, to the date where the series started last year. Mitch Mraz was reminding us of that before the game because he said it was my birthday last year on game 1. Shot going over top the net. Saunders shot from the blue line. This is a textbook example of weathering an early storm. I mean, you were with us at the beginning of the hockey game. It was all Portland in the first few minutes. Though Edmonton did score on their only trip into the Portland zone. Here's Wotherspoon now to Ratty. Ratty takes a shot through traffic. That bounces over to Rutkowski. Rutkowski now to Wotherspoon. This is not a power play. It just looks a little bit like what? Ratty being checked by Saunders. Lazar trying to get it out of his skates. Portland holds the puck in. They find that gap over to Wotherspoon. Samuelson lining him up. Ratty in the far corner. He dishes it out to Rutkowski. In his skates, he puts it up high behind the Edmonton goal. Gurnett. Now Legault. Off of Lazar. Lazar heads to the bench. Edmonton making a change. Long pass to Rutkowski and over the line. Rutkowski cuts to the middle and it's turned aside by Brossois. Michael St. Croix up to TJ Foster. Fakes the shot. It's forward that he's coming in on there, but he couldn't get past Patan. And now Calda gets it out only for a moment. Bjorkstrand pass. Leipzig collects it over on the far boards. Mayo takes it off his stick. Mayo gives it to Calda. I chuckle every time because I can't believe Mayo's 16 years old. He's played so well, and not just this game, but every game we've seen him on Shaw.
Did you see that backhand pass?
Oh, yes.
He had some zip on it, got it right to the right guy. Never slowed the guy down. That's the key in passing.
Here he is at the point, and he doesn't get a good shot away. Blackstall told me today he's the best skating defenseman we have. And that's him chasing after the puck right now, and he blocks his man knowing he wasn't going to get the puck. A lot of good little things.
You know what he reminds me of?
What's that?
Not quite the same. Remember Jonathan Blum when he was 16 in Vancouver? You just kept looking at him. You said, this kid's too good a skater. It was unbelievable. Jonathan Blum, just a terrific Vancouver Giant.
Musil gloves it right to the Portland player, Lear, who puts that shot wide. This building's as quiet as it's been all night. Right now, there's a shot. Now it might get noisy. They score! Lear hammers it in, and Portland's on the board.
Once Taylor Lear gets in behind David Musil, number 6, and he gets in a position where he can get his backhand on this puck, it's going to be a lot of trouble. You see David Musia there. He can't get him. And that stick is free. Folks, that's a perfect example. All you kids out there that play this game of hockey, you've got to get sticks off the ice. If you haven't got good position, you must get the stick off the ice. Musil was unable to do that, and Lear made him pay.
Good play by Delio to get that puck in front of the net for Lear, who scored his 8th goal of these playoffs, and it's exactly what Portland was looking for early in the third. So Taylor Lear from Saskatoon scores the first Portland goal of the final. Samuelson for the Oil Kings trying to get it in front of the net. They give Hansen the second assist on the goal, which came in exactly 3 minutes. Legault trying to get a shot. Samuelson scores! Samuelson answers right back. Legault had tried to make something happen. Samuelson goes in and whips it past Matt Carruth for his second goal of the game. And just seconds later, in fact, 47 seconds later, Edmonton restores its 2-goal lead.
Boy, the line of Legault, Lazar, and Samuelson have been a factor here. This is Legault number 7. Look at his persistence. He tries to, make something happen when even he can't quite get at that puck. Leipzig tries to take it away from him. And again, what one man spills, another man gathers. And in that case, Legault can't get to the puck. Samuelson takes it right away and says, I'll rip it, I'll shoot it. And a huge 2-goal lead again for this Edmonton team. Wow, who saw that coming?
So just the 1 assist, Legault, and just like the 2-0 goal, there was 1 assist. It was Samuelson from Legault in both cases. And the buildings got quiet again. 3-1 Oil Kings, who have scored on their first shot, on their 13th shot, and their 19th shot of game number 1. 3 goals on 19 shots, 1 goal on 29 shots for the Portland Winterhawks. Bittner has a goal off his stick. He goes back to Rutkowski. Now to Pouliot. Let's see what that goal does to this game. I mean, Portland got what they wanted, an early goal, and then it's answered right back. Will they continue to play this third period with the same zip?
Yeah, and an interesting stat. We talked about comparing these two teams. You go to period number 3 in the playoffs. The Portland Winterhawks have scored 26 goals and given up 7. The Edmonton Oil Kings, you ask, you wonder, is he going to tell me? Scored 26 goals and given up 7. Wow. And they're tied in period number 3 right now.
And there's Mirage trying to chase it down. He can't. Bjorkstrand puts the puck inside the line, and here he is getting the rebound. Bjorkstrand takes the shot. I should say he got a turnover as he just was the recipient of a poor Edmonton play, but he doesn't make them pay for it as the puck is shot in. Seth Jones. Now Wotherspoon. Lear with Bjorkstrand. Wotherspoon jumping in to the rush. Can't get him the puck. Jones does not hold it in. Delayed offside. And it goes all the way back to the Portland zone. Seth Jones getting the puck. Dylan Ruck trying to check him off the puck. Enjoyed the interview with Stu Walters. Most sportsman-like player. We had 14 penalty minutes all year. Speaking of Stu, let's go down to ice level.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dan. Just listening to Travis Green talk to his players here after the 3-1 goal, telling them, do not get into a lull, guys. Keep up the pace, keep up the speed. If you lose the puck, forecheck like crazy. We're still in this one. See how this turns out.
Well, that's what we're just wondering about. Do they have the zip? I mean, those are demoralizing goals when you just get the building back in it and you cough it right back up again. We'll see how big that goal proves to be here in the third period. How will the rest of this period be played out? Travis Green obviously concerned right now with this team not being rewarded for their early energy. Here's Bittner going in. Bittner takes a shot. It's turned aside by Brossois. Rutkowski back of the net, comes up with a loose puck. Rutkowski spinning in that corner. Now comes up to the line. Here's Pouliot. Now Peters. Now his shot goes off the stick. That's way up high, and it goes out of play behind the Edmonton goal.
Paul Bittner, You know, 45 games that he played on the season, a 16-year-old. In fact, he's the youngest active player on any Western Hockey League roster. That young man there got an opportunity to play a couple games on a line with Leipzig and Patan. And you guessed it, in a stretch of 6 games, he had 4 game-winning goals, saying, you know what, that's a fun line to play on. But as a 16-year-old, big kid, 6'4", 194 from Crookston, Minnesota.
One of 10 U.S.-born players on this Portland roster. The American natives more and more every year. That's the most I've ever seen on one team, 10. Oh, there's Calda being knocked off stride. Good call. Maybe he tried to draw the penalty. Calda from back of the net, throwing it in front. St. Croix in the deep slot, can't get his stick on it. Here's Seth Jones starting back the other way. Jones in over the line. That went off Lucille. Brady, well, the puck knocked down with a high stick. Brady goes down and we'll get a play stop.
Rookie of the Year award, Western Hockey League, first Winter Hawk since 2002. Put your hand up if you know who that was. If you're a Winter Hawk fan, Braden Colburn. Wow. You know, the nicest thing about Seth Jones is, one of the things amongst many is I think he's been his own person. You know, he's been totally Seth Jones. He's not been Popeye's son, especially, you know, up in Canada. Everybody refers to him as his own person. And, you know, there's a guy who's going to have his name called first the upcoming draft in New Jersey. By the way, his dad Popeye lives 20 minutes from the arena where the draft is going to take place.
Had a tear in his eye when his son played his first game in this building because he had played NBA games here. That's quite a thing. Talk about him all night. I'm sure we will through the series, but what a remarkable player he is.
Yeah, you know, last year in the off day, there was this big news conference here in Portland. Well, they got the rights to this Seth Jones, and I knew he was a pretty good player, but I'm thinking that's a lot of fuss.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And now I know why there was that much fuss,
because he's the real McCoy. As it's shot into the Edmonton zone, we're 7:20 into the third period of game number 1. It's a 2-goal Edmonton lead. The Oil Kings, for the first time in 8 series, opening on the road. Are they the underdog with a defending championship and 108 points this season? That's quite a thing if you're the underdog. Delio along this near side wall. Checked off his stick. Cody Corbett gets it out to Legault. Legault cross ice right on the tape of Lazar. Lazar has his centering pass knocked down. Seth Jones gets it, and it's taken off his stick by Legault, who throws it in front of the net. Bjorkstrand can't get it out. Here's Samuelson now. Samuelson throws it in front, and it goes off the stick out of play behind the Portland net.
Well, I think Stefan Legault's had a wonderful game here tonight for this Edmonton Oil King team. He's been involved in a couple goals. He's been on the forecheck. You just saw him work that puck from behind the net. A little bit disappointed. You know why he was shaking his head going off the ice? Wasn't that he missed the scoring chance. He felt he should have made a better pass to get it to his teammate. Last year, remember the line that he played on with Jordan Peddle and Rhett Brzezinski, how good they were.
Edmonton has now scored 74 goals in these playoffs and have allowed 26. Portland has scored 66 goals, I think it's 67 now, and have allowed 29. Burnett winding up for a shot, and Caruth loves that one.
You know, we talk about the Portland Winterhawks being in the finals now, the WHL finals, 3 years in a row. Well, let's go back to the last 2 years. Dan, interesting. Their home ice record in the finals against Kootenay and Edmonton last year are 3 wins and 3 losses. The road record for the Portland Winterhawks, their last WA2 WHL finals, a road record, 1 win and 5 losses. So they're 4-8, haven't really been dominated on home ice, or dominating on home ice in the WHL finals the last 2 years.
The attendance for game 1 is 10,097. Last year, these two teams set a WHL record for the highest attendance in a 7-game series. Puck shot in. There'll be more even here tomorrow. That's just shy of a sellout. So they'll tell us that game 2 is sold out, or virtually. Here's St. Croix going in. That went off the stick as St. Croix gobbles up his own rebound, comes out the other side, and there's Caruth there to make the save.
You know, Kulda, again, a great job. This time he forces, I believe it's Jones or it's Rutkowski, but just does a terrific job. He loses a stick in the process, but he gets a turnover. This is what Kulda's been so good at. Right there it is, Jones. Look where that puck ends up. Kulda loses his stick, but the puck ends up right on a teammate Michael St. Croix stick. Kulda has been just fantastic in the playoffs for me.
And really, as I said earlier, taking advantage of that top unit now. Getting more and more ice time with the injury to Cheek. Cheek will not play tomorrow. Coach Laxdal told me he's out for game 1 and 2. He didn't go beyond that, so we'll see how that plays out.
He's from nearby, what, 20 minutes to Vancouver, Washington. What a thrill it would have been him to. In fact, every time Trevor Cheek's been in this building with the Calgary or Vancouver, he's had 100 fans here. They've cheered his penalties.
Here is Dylan Ruck in over the blue line. Dylan Ruck pass in front, and that shot by Iwanek goes off the target. Trying to hit Caruth first. Yeah, Vancouver, Washington. Portland is right on the border of virtually the Oregon-Washington border, that close. And just over the bridge is Vancouver, Washington. So here comes Leipzig. Poked off the stick. No sales tax, by the way, here in Portland. I know a lot of Vancouver, Washington people probably take that trip over the bridge a few times.
My wife very familiar with that.
Really?
Thank you very much.
Notice she didn't come to the game tonight.
Oh, you know where she is. Got her own credit cards, though. That's a good one.
Rutkowski gets the puck out through center. Here's Leipzig. Leipzig shoots that puck in, delayed offside, and Keegan Lowe goes back to get the puck. Portland was really good early, not bad in the second, but not much so far here in the third, as Edmonton halfway through this third period has taken over the control of the game. There's a shot, and they score! Off the rebound, Curtis Lazar has made it 4-1. The shot came from the point off the backboards, and then to Lazar, who finds it, and the Oil Kings have a 3-goal lead in the opener.
Guys, you gotta watch this. Watch how Curtis Lazar is going to lose his check in front of the net. He's right there. He's number 27. Look at this. He's got Seth Jones beside him and puts his stick down in a position that he can get to that puck. That is a classic battle. Watch this. And he knocks the puck out of the air on top of all that. And he's got a bunch of spectators watching. Curtis Lazar, unbelievable. If you can read lips, that was very, very interesting. His excitement right there. Come on, a smile? No, not quite.
That was Keegan Lowe, and guess who? Stefan Legault, another point. He's got 3 points. Stuff is happening all the time, and Legault's on the ice. Here's Keegan Lowe taking a shot. That goes to the front of the net. Calder can't get a stick on it. Now he does. Calder puts it back to St. Croix. Hard pass in front to Foster. Foster dumps it behind the net. Peters has it. Now Seth Jones has it. And it's flipped out to the neutral zone. 4-1 Edmonton. It was 1-0 after 1, 2-0 after 2. Then it was 2-1. And just what we thought when the Samuelson goal came back 47 seconds later, it might take the zip out of the Portland Winterhawks, and it has done that so far. Here's Leipzig, and over the line, and his shot off the target. And the Winterhawks really having trouble getting shots to the net. They only have 3 here in the third period. At one point in this game, we were thinking they were on a pace to go over 50. That's how dominant they were on the shot clock, but it's changed a lot. Hansen, it's like 2 games in 1. Hansen shot, that's knocked down. Not unlike last year, we saw the momentum changes in the 7 games and during those 7 games. Grady, toe drag, throws it at the net, rebound, just put wide. Patan with a golden opportunity. And now the other way, here comes Dylan Ruck. Ruck shoots, and Caruth makes the save. Holding on, or is he? No, the puck is loose. And put wide of the net. Caruth thought he had it. We couldn't see the puck here. Look at Caruth and Dylan Ruck. They're having words right at the top of the crease. And meantime, way over the benches, something going on over there. Wow. It's game 1. It's Edmonton leading, but you don't want to leave because what else is going to happen here? 8:08 to go in the third. This is the WHL Championship Series on Shaw. Well, for the first time since they were eliminated, the Saskatoon Blades do know that they're going to be playing one of these two teams as part of that round robin, May 17th to 26th. There's how you get tickets, SaskatoonBlades.com.
Terrific start here for the Portland Winterhawks, but against the flow of the play, 2:03 into period number 1. Travis Iwanek is going to go deep and get that puck to Dylan Ruck. And, you know, that puck does bounce off a skate right there, and Ruck to his backhand. That was the only scoring in the first period. Henrik Samuelsson taking advantage of a great play by Stefan Legault, gives Edmonton a 2-0 lead. That was all there was in period number 2. And then Taylor Lear gets position in front, gets Portland on the board. Hey, 47 seconds later, Henrik Samuelsson again, Legault, number 7, he's been everywhere. Samuelsson makes it 3-1, and Curtis Lazar just after that at 10:03 with his first of this series, 4-1 Edmonton.
And that's the power plays too. 4-1 Portland. This is their 4th power play with Mraz in the penalty box. 0 for 3 with the man advantage. It's a roughing penalty to Mraz, and at the side of the net, Leipzig as his shot goes astray. Here comes a 2-on-1. It's Samuelsson and Lazar. Samuelsson shoots. Caruth squeezes his pads, and Caruth is in ill humor right now as he has words with Lazar, and Lazar chirps right back at him.
You know, Matt Caruth has had a pretty good playoff career. You talked about it earlier, 45 wins. This is a 2-on-1 that he takes right in the chest protector, if you will. He's not happy. You can see his response at that point, but down a 1.62 goals against average, which is second in the Western Hockey League for Matt Caruth.
Boy, has this game turned around. The shots in the 3rd period right now are 14-3 in favor of the visiting Oil Kings. They were outshot 16-6 in the 1st period. Each team with 11 shots in the middle period. It's a commanding lead with 7:40 to go. It's an essential power play for Portland right here. You have to think if they're going to claw their way back here in game number 1. And it's not really about clawing. They got to race their way back. The time is now becoming a big factor for Portland as that puck is shot down the ice. And that allows 4 fresh penalty killers to come on the ice. And Legault is one of them. Foster's up front. Burnett and Sutton at the back as Lear brings it in over the blue line. Lear going in on his backhand. Lear shovels it along the far wall. Put behind the net. Delio waiting for it over on this side. As he goes down, the puck squirts free. Bjorkstrand trying to get at it. Here's Jones now over on the far side. Foster easily picks up that puck and shoots it the length of the ice. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Seth Jones out of his own zone. Jones going in. Still Jones throwing it to the front of the net and getting his own sort of puck as he tried to make a pass, but it was him who came up with the puck, but not for long as it goes down the ice, and Rutkowski collects it once more. 20 seconds to go in the Mraz minor. Leipzig now to Ratty. Ratty puts it at the net, turned aside by Brossois. Pouliot, he gets possession. Battle for the puck. It does score 3 to Portland. Patan moving in, shot saved by Brossois. Brossois might be in their heads a little bit already. I mean, that's 32 shots. They're trying to pick some corners there. Here's Pouliot, shot, and there's a save by Brossois off Derek Pouliot.
Yeah, really, really sharp, Laurent Brossois. If ever there was a case where a goaltender kept his team in while they got their feet, it was early in this hockey game. That's the Patan chance. Does a real nice pad save right after that. This is Pouliot. And again, maybe even a better save as Pouliot moves in and Laurent Brossois flashes the leather. And again, as I say, ever a case where your goaltender holds you in until you get your feet moving. It's been this game so far tonight here in Portland.
You don't know how it would play out, but how important was that disallowed goal in the 1st period too? I mean, that was a time where they were playing their best hockey, and they thought they tied it 1-1. It was taken back by video review, and Edmonton seemed to calm down a little bit after that.
And Dan, yeah, I mean, you talk about transition. That not allowed goal was probably the best transition of the Winterhawk team all night. Yeah, that would have been deflating, no question.
Peters has the puck. Peters. Although it looked like a good call from our standpoint, from the video review. Long look at it. They looked at it over and over and made their call. Meantime, will that puck ever come out of that corner? It might, and it does. Iwanek has it, and now Miraz has it, and Dylan Ruck chips it, tries to get by Pouliot. Pouliot stays with him, and now Ruck tries to steal it off Pouliot. Seth Jones comes over, eliminates Ruck, swatted at to Caruth, and he's going to hold on. With 4:59 to go in game 1, we remind you too that game 2 is right back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific. So that's 8 p.m. for those watching in the Mountain Time Zone.
And 17 NHL-owned players in the lineup in this series. Terrific matchup. The #1 seed in both conferences. The highest scoring team in the Western Hockey League, the Portland Winterhawks, against the stingiest team, the tightest defensive team, the Edmonton Oil Kings. And right now with 4:59 left, the Oil Kings with a solid, well-earned 4-1 lead.
And some of the fans already heading to the exits as that puck comes out to Mayo. Mayo over to Corbett. Corbett, hard pass into the skates, though, of Kolda. Comes out here to Foster. This is game 71 of the playoffs. The road team so far has won 32. So if Edmonton holds on, it'll be the 33rd road team win. Pretty close. Home team winning 54% of the games through the first 3 rounds of the WHL playoffs. Rutkowski sort of gives it away, and in fact he did. Here's Foster. He can't get the shot away. Lear up to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand in over the line. It's got to the point with Portland because of Bourgeois. They'd like to get another one just to have a feel-good moment near the end of this game. And maybe see if they can get their goalie out. In over the line, Delio. Pass went off Bjorkstrand. Lazar comes up with a puck. Good defensive play there by Curtis Lazar. Up to Kolda. Now to Lazar. He wanted that puck badly. He got it. Samuelson takes a shot. Lazar on the rebound. Can't get his stick on it. And Patan starts Leipzig back. There's Ratty. Ratty hasn't had many scoring chances tonight. So Coach Laxdal wanted this pairing off against Ratty. He wants Keegan Lowe and David Musil. If he can get that pairing against the Ratty line, he's going to be a happy coach most of the time. Lazar puts the puck out to the line. Musil, his shot knocked down by Patan. And Seth Jones gets it now. Now to Pouliot. Pouliot coming out of his own zone with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Leipzig in over the line. Leipzig makes one move, takes a shot. Bourgeois with the right pad save. Out to Seth Jones now. That's a hit as Leipzig goes down, taking the hit from Iwanek. Puck shot deep. Caruth handling it. That has not been a big factor in this game. Caruth is the best puck handling goalie probably in the league, and he hasn't had to do much of it tonight. There's Iwanek crashing to the net. Hasn't been a weapon, let's put it that way, for the Portland Winterhawks. Dylan Ruck is grinding his way towards the front of the net. Can't get there. Ratty banks it off the board. Seth Jones makes one move, knocks off stride, and then he follows up, gets it out to center. What a performance here by Edmonton as this night has moved along.
Marvelous. Absolutely fantastic.
Whoa, look at that stick. That went flying. The Calda stick ends up way back in his own zone. He's hit it center, and the stick almost made it behind his own net. There it is on the left of your screen as goaltender Bourgeois stands in front of another one.
Edgars Kolda lost his stick earlier on a turnover right at the blue line. It ended up on his man's, on his partner's stick. There's a hit on Sautner, and somehow Kolda, I don't know if he's hanging on to that stick or the momentum of the check is what it is, but that stick flew, folks, from the Portland blue line all the way up in the air. Have a good look at this here, number 23. There it goes, way up, and it ends up inside the Edmonton Oil Kings zone.
It's like one of your pitching wedge shots. I mean, that went way up high there.
Well, it's Dave Roberts, our producer.
Oh.
The helicopter shot when he misses the putt.
There's a chance in the slot, and the shot taken by Bjorkstrand wide. Now the wraparound from the backhand of Lear doesn't get there, and Samuelson flips it out to center. Lazar misses it there. We're under 2 minutes to go in game number 1, and the Oil Kings, barring something unforeseen here, are going to grab the opener this year. There's Lear. There's Rutkowski. There's a shot. That goes up high. Taken by Brissois. Last year we had a split after the first 2 games in Edmonton. And then a split after the first 4 games. And obviously, after the first 6 games, they just kept kind of hanging in with each other. It's all about adjustments, and we'll see what Portland does to adjust between games 1 and 2.
Stu, 334 goals for the Portland Winterhawks on the season, most in the WHL. They've got 1 here tonight. What are you seeing? What are you sensing on the bench? What's the reaction like?
Well, yeah, and you talk about that top line, Ratty, Leipzig, and Petan. They're pretty frustrated actually down here, Bill, to be quite honest. Obviously the colorful language, slamming of the door, slamming of their sticks, and we've seen some creativity from them, but just not being able to get that final puck past Brissois tonight, and again, more frustration with the goal called back, as Dan referenced earlier in the period.
And now we're 1 minute remaining in the third. But keep in mind, when Kamloops did come up with their 1 win against the Portland Winterhawks, it was similar in terms of the scoreline. It was 5-1 for Portland that night, or for Kamloops that night. They beat Portland in game number 3 of the Western Conference Final. There's a collision as Mraz just knocks down his man Baker. Mraz goes back after it. Warnick and Mraz, he likes playing championship games on his birthday. I think he's 2-0 now. As Mraz puts that puck in deep. Around this side of Warnick, takes a shot towards the Portland net. Bittner will get it, chips it out. And here comes Iverson. Ooh. Iverson knocked off stride by Granat. 10 seconds remaining now in quiet Portland, as the Oil Kings are going to lead the championship series 1 game to nothing. Very, very solid after surviving the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and you know, when you consider this Edmonton Oil King team, Dan, this year had to play 3 more games to get to #1 game of the Western Hockey League final, as opposed to last year. You got to be more and more impressed with what they accomplished here tonight. They bent early. That guy there getting all the hugs and all the head bangs, he's the guy that really held them in there. Brissois was terrific. But you know what? The Everett Silvertips came in here and won 2 games against the Portland Winterhawks. The only 2 losses on the season. They're 6-2 at home. Now, Edmonton's not Everett. I understand that. But somehow this Portland team's got to figure out, we've lost it all before. We're going to go home tomorrow night, get it done, and try to even this series up.
And that's the first time in these playoffs, for what it's worth, that Edmonton's been outshot in a game. Outshot 36-29. And you see the congratulations going on, and there'll be a happy bench for the Edmonton Oil Kings. We've got post-game activity coming up. Edmonton 4, Portland 1, WHL final on Shaw.